podcast. Look at this. We're up and running, off and going. Wednesday, January 21st. What a day. What a day for news. It's all around Davos, and we got it all for you here with some audio, some video footage. We're going to get into it, starting with the Greenland framework deal that we have apparently reached. Very exciting. Gavin Newsom had a little bit of a meltdown over it. Is Timothy Busfield vindicated with this new piece of audio of his accusers talking? We'll share that with you. The Clinton-Epstein contempt continues. We think we might know how the pyramids were built. How about that for some news on a random Wednesday in January? Yes, all the Davos, and I get it. We might have figured out how the pyramids were built. This is very exciting. And a little special Wednesday AOA game time. Oh my gosh, maybe some other things all thrown in. All of your comments, including pretty fancy ones like this one from Robin, my friends. See, don't rush it. You got to wait. It's a podcast. Tried to juke and fake you there. Okay. President Trump took to Twitter, Truth Social. I don't know. Whenever he puts anything on social media, it just flies everywhere. So it's hard to tell where it went first. But he announced that there is a framework of a deal in place. I have to say, this is very 2026. There's something about modern times where we have frameworks for deals before we have deals. And you'll see this a lot in like player contracts. You know, we have a framework for a deal in place. You know, I think there was a framework for a deal in place for the peace thing in Palestine, Israel. I think that was a framework first, if I'm not mistaken. I could be making it up. I don't know. It's hard to tell what's real or not. Like, for instance, the president of Russia, who's actively attacking another country, is on the peace board. I'm just saying things are a little topsy-turvy at the moment. Things are a little upside down. You know, it's as opposed to a concept of a plan. Very good, Christella. Yes, we have a concept of a plan. We have a framework of an agreement. It's all the basic. Yeah, it's all the basic stuff. Miss Justice feels that Trump backed down on Greenland. Now, see, okay, this is what's interesting. And this is what's interesting about our times. Was the president successful with this framework, or did he back down? I mean, you can make an argument for both. Gavin Newsom certainly feels like he was successful because my man had a meltdown. Like, I am disappointed in Gavin Newsom. If you've listened to this podcast at all, you know I have pegged him to be the next Democratic presidential nominee. Like, I think he's the guy. He's tall. He's good looking. He's a governor. In that order. But that is basically how I feel like the American people will elect a president. Is he tall? Is he good looking? Okay, does he have any experience? Because experience has fallen by the wayside, as we can see from our current president. Doesn't really, although he was president before, but we elected him the first time without any prior experience. Unless, of course, you count hosting a reality TV game show on NBC as experience, which some people do. You know, some people clearly do. But I was disappointed in Gavin Newsom, but we'll get to him in a second. So the president tweeted, and Truth Social tweeted that we have a framework for a deal. And then as he was leaving the Davos meeting, he stopped and he spoke to reporters, and I'll share with you some of the details. He's really not giving out a lot of information regarding the deal, which is, I guess, something that you do when it's only a framework for a deal and not an actual deal. But people were clamoring, reporters were asking for some more answers, and the president of the United States is allergic to not answering questions if there's a microphone and a camera present. So he walked over to give this little bit of information to everybody.
What are the details?
Yeah, for everybody, it's a great security, great national and international security. It's a deal that people jumped at. Really fantastic for the USA. Gets everything we wanted, including especially real national security and international security.
How so? Can you give us some details, please?
Well, the deal is going to be put out pretty soon, and we'll see. It's It's right now a little bit in progress, but pretty far along. It gets us everything we needed to get. It's a deal that everybody's very happy with.
Does it still include you? Does it still include the United States having ownership of Greenland like you've said you wanted?
It's a long-term deal. It's the ultimate long-term deal. And I think it puts everybody in a really good position, especially as it pertains to security and minerals and everything else.
How long would the deal be, Mr. President?
Infinite.
Well, there is
no time limit. It's forever.
Mr. President, can you give us some details
so there we
on
go.
how
Thanks to Caitlin Collins of CNN for the clip there on TikTok. Follow them on TikTok. What a good follow. So there's a lot to unpack there. A lot of information. How, is it ownership? And he goes, well, it's a long-term deal. And they're like, well, how long? And he's like, well, infinite. Well, what is infinite deal to acquire something ownership? Like, when is it not ownership? When you give it up eventually? I'm not entirely sure what we're talking about here. But again, this is the world we live in when we're talking about frameworks for deals and not deals. Now, listen, it's a fair little quip and criticism from your old pal Ant. Nobody expects a deal for an entire sovereign country to be, or territory, whatever you're calling it, to be, wrapped up, after one meeting. Marco Rubio and J.D. Vance and Steve Woodcock are going to work on this along with NATO and Denmark and Greenland. So they'll figure out all of that stuff. But I mean, we shouldn't be surprised realistically that they've come to some sort of an agreement where everybody's happy. I mean, isn't that the kind of point of negotiations, where everybody gets a little something? Nobody gets entirely what they want, And then we're going to sit here in the press and the media, and then we're going to pick at the bones and what's ownership and what's not ownership. And at the end of the day, does it all really matter? Like, if the United States gets to put defense systems in place, even though they kind of could already, and we have access to minerals, and where we fly a flag, I don't know. Like, does it really matter at the end of the day? Like, as long as you are, to me, I think it's the minerals that were the most important thing out of anything. When it comes to talking about this particular project, because again, I feel like that's going to be the next arms race, and China already has a lot of it. We just made the deal with Ukraine, so I think that's something to be concerned about as you go through this and try and pick through what's just the right versus left, people getting upset with Trump, and all that kind of stuff. There is a real thing here that you have to contend with and deal with. And then there's like another part of this where, well, I'll save the other part of it for a second, but that's, essentially, like, I don't know if it's really going to make a difference as long as we have it and China can't get it. I think that's the most important thing. If you're asking me what my opinion is, that's basically it. Whether we own the thing or not, or it's a country, whether it's a deal like Puerto Rico, they're their own country, but they have senators, in Congress, what, I don't know. It doesn't even matter. Who really cares at the end of the day? As long as it doesn't get into the hands of people that we're competing with. I mean, you wouldn't want to have given Russia, our, spaceships and our NASA technology while we were trying to compete to get to the moon. Would you have? You wouldn't want to like given them like secrets or help them out. We wanted to get to the moon first. I think this is the next thing where it's like, we want to make sure that we can make all the batteries that we need and have all the minerals available for the technology that we need to develop, and AI and data centers and all this crazy stuff that everybody's talking about today. You don't want to lose those races to other people. You don't want to start to fall behind. So I think that's a good part of it. Again, whether we're owners or not, I don't know if it really makes a difference. So did he back down off of it? I mean, this is like, yeah, but is anybody surprised by this? I mean, this is Trump's negotiations: bombastic, loud, crazy talk, demanding everything, acting like a petulant child. And then when you get in the room with him, he's like, yeah, this is a nice guy. You say something nice about him. He's like, yeah, this is a nice guy. And he doesn't hide any of this. So I'm not sure still why people are getting so upset over it. I mean, I know, again, it's not the way I would like us to do business as a country, but it's what this country elected, So, and I'm not telling everybody to shut up. If you don't like it, speak out against it. But by all means, please do. But I'm not surprised by any of this. It's kind of just par for the course, and it's kind of his style. And I think people do get a little intimidated because he's got the United States Army behind him, and there is capabilities there, and he did put his money where his mouth was with Maduro, and he did remove a leader, and nobody seemed to do anything about that. Like, everybody was like, oh, that seemed bad, and that was really it. So it's like, I don't really know what people, expect. I'm happy he didn't remove the leader of the World Economic Forum. That was good. That was progress, I guess, in the right direction. But it's crazy. Robin brings up a good point, going against our allies. Like, yeah, but this is like, he'll say crazy shit. Like, he took a shot at the Canadian Prime Minister. He's like, hey, we're protecting Canada too. It was kind of an asshole thing to say, but at the end of the day, that's kind of true. I mean, has anybody ever doubted, like, Canada doesn't have as big of an army as they probably should, because, like, we're right here. We're not going to let anybody take Canada and then possibly take us next. It's the same thing for Mexico. I can make the same argument for South America. Like, I just don't think, I don't think I don't think China or Russia would allow somebody to just move in and take India without being like, hold on a second. Like, you can't just come into our neighborhood and take over a country and, maybe we're next. Like, no nation is going to go for that. So that's kind of a true thing. But because Trump says it, and nobody likes Trump, he's an asshole. I get it. But there's that. And he took a shot at, I guess, Macron's glasses or something like that. At least he didn't say his wife had a dick. I mean, that's, at least he's not Candace Owens. Can we agree on that a little bit? Maybe something. I don't want people to think I'm trying to get everybody to like Trump. I don't give a shit if you like him or not. I don't like him. There's plenty of things I don't like about him. But I think that's just, I get weary of the complaining, and that kind of takes me to my next topic of Gavin Newsom, because I think what Gavin Newsom did was like worse than anything. And again, I want, just background frame of reference. Like, I think Gavin Newsom, I think, is the best chance that the Democrats have to win the White House. I mean, I haven't seen anybody else. I actually think that there's somebody out there that would make a better president. I'm going to make a big, bold prediction in a couple of days, maybe a week or so. I'm going to tell you, I think is going to be the next great president, like great president. Because I've spent some time on this, and the other day it clicked. I told Cuddles, she thinks I'm crazy, which I think is great. But I think this person's going to be a great president, and he'll definitely run as a Democrat, unless he runs as an independent. Definitely not a conservative kind of a guy, but I think he can win. But anyway, as far as like who's in the landscape now, to me, it's Gavin Newsom. Like, I don't see anybody else. Certainly not Hillary. Go away with Kamala. Like, the losers. Those guys can't. They can't win. Bernie is become one of those elder statesmen, maybe a kingmaker, but not a king kind of a guy. I just think there's a lot of people that are in that field. The Shapiro there, and is that his name? The Pennsylvania guy. There's a lot of people out there, but I feel like Gavin Newsom was the guy. Because he's governor of California. He's a governor. It's California. It's not like it's one of the states that don't matter. And you might be thinking to yourself, well, what states don't matter? Well, outside of New York and California, there's really only two. Maybe Texas. You can make an argument for Texas. But that's really it. Those are the three states that matter as far as governors, go. If you can run those states, you can run the country, pretty much. I thought he was the guy, and I thought he's shown some great leadership at times, some not so great leadership at times. I mean, like everybody else, he's a leader like everybody else. He's flawed. He's good. He's charismatic. He thinks he's crazy. He's crazy enough to think he needs to be the president of the United States. Like he checks all the boxes. You know, he checks all the boxes for me.
And why we need.
Sorry, I'm queuing up the next video here. If you just heard some audio, but he had a meltdown in Davos, and I was really surprised because it's a loser mentality. The way he's talking, like. He's acting like everybody went into Davos and just kowtowed to Trump. And I feel like he's talking against his own country, which, look, the beauty of America is we could disagree with each other. You know, I think that's the whole point of it. But he's in there like rah-rah on all the leaders to be like, why are you letting our president get away with this? And it's like, hang on, I know you don't like the guy. I know you don't like his tactics. I don't, you know, but if it's successful, if it works, it's a win for America. Like, let's not lose sight that the bad man might do good things for the country. Not everything. He's certainly lining his own pockets and his family's pockets, and we know that. But that doesn't mean that you root against us. To root against him. And some people are forgetting that. And the last person I wanted to forget that was the guy who I thought is going to be the next nominee for the Democratic Party, and that's Gavin Newsom. Pick it up in Davos earlier today. We thank Sky News for the clip here on YouTube. Here's the question that Gavin Newsom got, and take a look at his demeanor and his response and his answers.
Do you have a message for Europeans who are concerned about the messages from the White House around Greenland this week?
Yeah, it's time to buck up. It's time to get serious and stop being complicit. It's time to stand tall and firm, have a backbone. It's seen this in the United States, the supine Congress playing both sides, say one thing on a text or a tweet, another publicly.
Should you respond with tariffs?
It's time to stand tall and strong.
Does that mean responding with tariffs?
It's time to stand united. You make that determination. I don't make that determination.
But when you say standing tall, what do you mean?
Just I can't take this complicity. People rolling over. I should have brought a bunch of knee pads for all the world leaders. I mean, handing out crowns and.
Okay, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. But the guy behind Newsom, look at his face. Look at the dude behind Newsom. Let me make this bigger for everybody. Look at this guy. Where is it? Look at this guy. Look at this guy. This guy's got a smirk on his face like, did he just tell the world leaders they should have brought knee pads? Holy shit. Like, that guy is recording this going, I know what the soundbite is today. Don't need my editor to help me pick this one out. Newsom tells world leaders to get off their knees. Dear Lord. Paul, you don't think this is a meltdown? This is the governor of All right, let's put it in perspective for a second. This is the governor of California who's speaking against the president of the United States, therefore, thus, the United States, telling world leaders to stand up to his own president, to not give him something that would be a windfall for the country because he disagrees with him. I mean, honestly, think about that for a second. Like, don't give in to the president, which would be good for my own country because I don't like him. Stand up to him. That doesn't make any sense. And Christella says Newsom is speaking the truth. And I agree with that. I agree that he is telling the truth. But can we all agree that he's talking like a loser? He's talking like a loser. Like, I don't agree with the way the president is going about things. But if he's successful, I'm not going to be like, oh, damn. Oh, we get a thing that we need. You know? That's hilarious. Will thought he said pee-pee pads. I don't know. I feel like I get it's not your party. I understand that you don't like how we're being represented. I don't like it either. I don't like it either. I got a couple of people that I know that I'm friends with that don't live in America. And, you know, when I speak to them, they're like, what's going on over there? Like, what are you guys doing? And I'm the first one to be like, it's not all of us. We don't all, you know, we don't all agree with this. We don't all feel this way. You know, again, it's hard to have these, what I like to call practical opinions. Everybody wants you to pick a side. Everybody gets mad at me because I'm not right or left. You have to look at these situations. I think ICE removing criminals from the streets, violent offenders, killers is a good thing. I think shooting innocent people, I think gassing families is a bad thing. I think going up to a business because they said something bad about you or they gave to a cause that it disagrees with what you're doing to kind of rattle that business is a bad thing. I mean, both can be true. I don't know what the hiring practices are at ICE these days. I was reading an account from a journalist who said that she got hired. She applied for a position at ICE and they've essentially made her an offer. And she's a journalist. She has no business being an ICE agent. None whatsoever. None whatsoever. But the alternative is leaving murderers and rapists in our communities. Like at the heart of it, they're trying to do something good. They're going about it wrong. They're perhaps taking it too far, but it's out of our hands now. It's out of the practical people's hands because it's just become a right versus left argument, you know? And I feel like this is the same exact thing. How could you sit there and be like, man, I'm upset that, America got a win today because Donald Trump is a dick. Like, Newsom lost it. I mean, I'm sorry. I think he had a meltdown. If I am Gavin Newsom's potential campaign manager, I would have sat him down and lambasted him and been like, never fucking lose your cool like that again. You're talking against America just because you disagree with the president? You're telling other world leaders to stop negotiating, to stand up to him, to stand up to something that would be ultimately good for America? Look, we could sit here and argue about whether we really need Greenland or not, but if we have Greenland, is that bad? Is that a bad thing? If we just get Greenland, like, is that a horrible, like, I don't, would you sit there and be like, come on, world leaders, like, get it together, stand up to this man, like, stand up to this man. He won an election in your fucking country. You want other people to fight your battles for you? I don't think that that's the kind of, listen, this isn't the leadership that is required to be the president. This is the least presidential thing I have seen Gavin Newsom do. And I'm disappointed. And I can see the comments and I love everybody here. And I can see that perhaps you don't agree with me, but I'm looking at 2028. You know, if I feel like if you thought about this the way I'm thinking about it, you should all be on my side. If you want somebody to stop this Trump Vance train, you want somebody to be good. You don't want somebody losing their shit, begging other world leaders to stand up to the president of the United States, even though it would negatively affect you. That's a loser mentality. That is not the mentality of somebody that you want running the United States of America. Say what you want about the president of the United States, but he's fucking crazy, but he's fucking crazy for America and his own family bank account. Again, two things that, are true, and Paul, I mean, listen, Chris Ellis has agreed to disagree with most of us in the live chat. I feel like I'm trying to speak for most of you guys. I mean, I feel like if you didn't hate the guy so much, you'd see it in my way. Because if this is what the Democratic Party is going to put up against J.D. Vance or Marco Rubio, you better sign up for another 8 fucking years of a Republican administration in the White House. So you're not going to win. It's not going to happen. For like the last year, I've been trying to get the Democrats to stop being so whiny and complainy and just loserish. And this is the worst representation of that so far. You know, it is. You have a governor of a state asking other world leaders to stand up against the president of the United States against something that is in their best interest. I'm not going to apologize for that take. I mean, this is fucking crazy. It's fucking crazy. You know, for him to say, look, I don't agree with the president. I don't agree with his tactics. I thought that, perhaps the leaders would have stood up against him or whatever. But for him to be like, I brought him knee pads because they can't even stand up for themselves. Your party was the one who got him in there. It was 4 years of Biden and an open door policy on the border. It was 4 years of everybody telling the American people that there's nothing wrong with Biden that essentially put this whack job back into the White House. And now you're going to sit there and you're going to go, well, I wish that the European leaders would step up. I wish that the Democratic Party would have fucking stepped up. You had 4 years to step up. 4. This could have been the easiest handoff ever to Kamala Harris. And they butt fumbled it. Oh, they're the New York Jets of the political process right now. And that's the biggest insult you could give anybody. That is the biggest insult you could give anybody. Someone mute Anne's mic. I could do that. Was that better or was that worse? I'm not entirely sure. Some people are going to say yes. Some people are going to say no. But if you look at me like I want the Democrats to win in 2028, which I feel like most of you do, how can you have a Democrat? Maybe he's not the presumptive front runner, but he was certainly my pick, and I think a lot of people's pick to take over. How can you have him speaking against the United States of America in the middle of an international forum and think that that's a good thing? Guys, your hatred for Donald Trump cannot be pulling that much wool over your eyes. It just can't. Listen, I agree it's a no-win situation for the Democrats. But this batshit crazy orange motherfucker goes in here talking crazy and everybody acts like we can get a framework together. That's not a bad day. Did he back down? Play the angle that he backed down. Play that angle if you want to play an angle, but it's not, it's like, I mean, to me, this is the same thing like saying, boy, I hope somebody bombs somebody else over, between Israel and Palestine because I don't want Trump to be successful in the peace plan. He's essentially saying the same thing. He's rooting against something that is not a bad thing for anybody. And believe me, the people of Greenland, if it's Denmark or America, you think they're going to give a shit? It's 56,000 people. They're out there just trying not to freeze their ass off. They don't give a fuck whose flag is flying. They don't care. They want to be Greenland. They don't want to be a state. That I get. But their lives and impact. They're not going to be impacted by any of this stuff. All right, now Bird brings up a good point. Against Trump is not against America by default. That's not how this works. But it's kind of how he's talking, because he's telling the world leaders not to give in to the president of the United States. The president of the United States, if he gets his way, it doesn't harm America. If he doesn't get his way, there's a potential for some trouble in the future. And by the way, nobody denies that. I mean, nobody denies that. There's, look, we can put bases there. We could do all those things. We could go about this without Greenland being America. And that's probably where this is all going to go. But you can't let China or Russia get in there and get too close. You can't let those minerals just go out to any. I mean, you could, but it wouldn't be good for us. Then where are we going to go to get all this stuff? Then we're buying things from China and from other. Then we're beholden to other people. We have never played things that way as the United States of America. Never. I get it. It's not the way you want it to go. It's not the way I want it to go either. I don't. Performance justice. Anna's gone to the dark side. No, I don't know how else I could say it. It's not the way I want it to go. The way ICE is doing things right now is not the way I want ICE to do things. You know, the way he's going about it is not the way I would. I didn't pick this guy. Didn't pick this guy. But I'm not going to root against my country. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's crazy to me. But I do apologize to my people who live in other. I do. I was talking to my friend the other day after the Maduro thing, and she goes, "What's going on over there?" I go, "I don't know. I don't know what's happening. We don't all agree. We don't all agree." But I wouldn't walk over to the world leaders and be like, "Can you guys grow a fucking spine, please, and stop my country from getting something that could potentially be good for everybody involved?" I wouldn't say that. I mean, that's crazy. That's crazy to me. And this, by the way, this guy, where's this guy? This guy's my favorite guy. Like, how is this guy's face not a meme? Like, he knows how fucking crazy this is. This guy knows. He's like, I can't believe this guy is fucking losing it right now.
And, you know, I mean, this is pathetic. Nobel Prizes, they are being given away. I mean, it's just pathetic. And I hope people understand how pathetic they look on the world stage. I mean, at least from an American perspective, it's embarrassing.
So what should Europe be doing?
You should decide the European.
So he's mad. He's telling the world that they're pathetic for giving over their Nobel, which I don't disagree with that. That whole thing. By the way, how hilarious. Somebody sent me a picture of Milli Vanilli handing their Grammy over to Donald Trump. I fucking spit water out all over the place. I thought that was the funniest fucking thing that I'd ever seen. I saw somebody sent me a picture too of Michael Scott handing Donald Trump a Dundee, which I thought was hilarious. And the Milli Vanilli thing to me was even funnier. I thought that was even better. I thought that was hilarious because it is pathetic the way the president of the United States carries on about this stupid shit. I mean, it's so fucking sad how easy it is to get his number. But at the same time, Gavin Newsom is shaming the world leaders for doing something that he's like, they should be ashamed. It's pathetic. It's pathetic. No, it's pathetic to be on the sidelines with a loser mentality. You know, that's what's pathetic. It's pathetic to be the party not in control right now, talking about, oh, everybody else is to blame. No. Your party is to blame. Your party didn't do the job. The American people felt like Donald Trump didn't do the job the first time around with the pandemic, and he got shown the door. And then Biden came in, and I feel like did a good job, right the ship, got everything together, calmed everybody down as far as the pandemic went. And then after that, it was not great. It was not good. You know, did a lot of good things, did a lot of good things, but for the most part, fumbled the football enough so that people can go, oh, that guy that we just kicked out, we'll give him another chance. It's better to give that guy the guy that we were just fed up with 3.5 years ago. It's better to give him another chance than the current vice president. Whose fault is that? Whose fault? Who do you blame? And for everybody who disagrees with me in the comments, I love you so. I'd like to know, who do you blame? Whose fault is it that Donald Trump is back in the White House? Are we going to blame Joe Rogan Are we going to blame Theo Vaughn? Whose fault is it really? Because when I fuck something up, I say, oh, this is my fault. I screwed this up. I don't go around and say, oh, it's that person's fault or it's this person's fault. It's Elon Musk's fault. They all contributed, but I mean, Elon Musk is the most liberal. The guy who makes fucking electric vehicles. You can't find a more fucking liberal, a person who should be a bigger liberal. And he got fed up to the point where he was just like, I have to go the other way, as a lot of other people did, as most of the middle did. So to be the team that lost and then to go out, like the team that loses the big game, and they go out there and they go, well, it was the referee's fault. Why didn't the referees do a better job? Why don't no, score more points. Score more points. So the other thing I alluded to before, this is the scare, like Christella, this list of names: Elon, Peter Thiel, Bezos, all these guys. And by the way, I don't even blame Bezos and Zuckerberg, because those guys are business guys. Business guys are always going to do what's best for their business. And they saw, I think they kind of got it early on that, if I just say nice things to the president, he'll give me what I want. All I got to do is say something nice about him and he'll give me. He's vain enough. Oh, I just got to say something nice and he'll give me what I want. And they figured that out, and they figured that this will be easier. It'll be easier to go about it this way. What happened to Mondays, Anthony? Bring him back. I know it's a pain in the ass. I think independently on every little thing. I wish I wasn't this way, but I am. I apologize. I know it would be easier if I was just on one side and just fit everything into my one side argument, And what is Trump at? You almost there. You lost me there, Bird. Clarify that. I don't think Elon hacked the election. Come on, let's not. We just made fun of the right people for 4 fucking years for acting like the election got stolen from them. Let's not do the same thing. That's crazy. That's crazy. Businessmen would do what's best for their business. Yes. And what is Trump at? You're almost there. Oh, Trump is a business person. Oh, yeah. Oh, forget about it. I saw a report earlier today that the Trump family has benefited $1.4 billion since he got into office. Yeah, we're going to look back at this time. Again, I'm not like waving Trump's flag here. I'm just saying the guy who I thought would be the one to get in the way of a J.D. Vance or Marco Rubio run went out today and acted like a crybaby on the world stage and did one of the most unpresidential things you could do as a presidential hopeful. So that's my basic point. And I don't care who knows it. I know it, and this guy knows it. This guy right here, he knows it. He's laughing and smiling because he knows that Gavin Newsom is shooting himself in the fucking foot, because every time Gavin Newsom runs for an office now, they're going to run this fucking commentary and be like, why was he speaking against America? This is going to come back to haunt him for a long time.
Should decide for themselves what to do, but one thing they can't do is what they've been doing, and they've been playing. This guy's playing folks for fools. And it's embarrassing.
Europeans think this is diplomacy, and this will ultimately
this is
work.
Diplomacy with Donald Trump. He's a T-Rex. You mate with him, or he devours you. One or the other.
And Europe's been
people need to send no.
But see, I mean, even the way, can you really disagree with me? Even the way he's talking about him, you mate with him or he devours you. It's one way or the other. So what are you saying? That the guy wins? The guy gets his way? You're upset that the president of the United States gets his way? If I was Chuck Schumer, I'd be on the phone and be like, get the fuck out of there. What are you doing? What are you doing? You're giving it to this guy. You're giving it to the other party. Donald Trump's a pain in the ass. He everybody, he eats you up, or Do you think the American people in the middle of this fucking country are going to get tired of somebody who's getting it their way all the time? This is like getting upset at your parents for making a lot of money and buying you nice things. What are you doing? What are you doing?
The Europeans could be, if they continue down this path and process. They need to stand tall, stand firm, stand united. Look, you say
the Europeans should stand united against my own country. Am I the only one who's seeing it this way? We could all disagree with the president of the United States, but this guy's rooting against his own fucking country on TV, on the internet, on the world stage.
A year ago, we should have been having this conversation, and they didn't. Okay, and now you're paying the price. Exactly what anyone objective observer would have anticipated we'd be where we are today.
What do you think Ursula von der Leyen needs to say?
Lead to the end of the European Union.
I don't want to be hyperbolic about it, but this guy's a wrecking ball. I hope people are waking up to what we're dealing with. This is code red. I mean, you guys are still playing by all set of rules. Everybody, the globe is with this guy. He's unmoored. It's the law of the jungle. It's the rule of dawn. And I hope it's dawning on the world what we're up against. I mean, this is serious. This guy he's not mad. He's very intentional. But he's unmoored and he's unhinged, and it requires the goal is whatever he wants it to be. The goal is the world in his image.
What would your
He's
advice?
a narcissist. I mean, it's no advice, common sense. Why don't folks do what they say publicly, what they're saying in private? Why don't they just simply do what they know is right? I mean, everybody's talking behind his back. They're laughing at him. Meanwhile, they're sucking up to him. It's embarrassing. I mean, you're modeling behavior for our kids, generations of folks. This is not diplomacy. This is stupidity.
If they don't act, does it end with military solution?
I don't know. I mean, it just who knows what happens in that respect. But with Donald Trump, you saw what happened in Maduro. You see what's happening on American streets. You saw what happened in the state of California, where he put 700 active duty Marines. He didn't send them overseas. Last year, he sent them to the American city, second largest city in the United States of America. He's got 1,500 active folks, members of the military on call near Minneapolis. This guy is a police state. You got a guy dressed up in SS uniforms.
You're making him
Greg
sound
Bovino.
dangerous.
Dangerous? You seen this guy, Greg Bovino? You seen what's happening with ICE and secret police and masked men, people disappearing? Wake up. Where the hell has everybody been? Stop with this bullshit diplomacy of sort of niceties, and somehow we're all going to figure it out. Stop saying one thing privately and another publicly. Have some spine, have some goddamn policy.
You say you should stand up, but you're not being clear. I'm not clear.
I'm being crystal clear.
I'm
being crystal clear.
But what's your advice?
I leave that to others.
I don't know. I mean, I think
I've
that's...
seen plenty of power banks over my 15 years of reviewing.
Thanks, MKA BHD. Thank you for that. I think he fucked up. I think he fucked up big time. And nobody's worried. Gavin Newsom's not worried about losing Democrats. I'm worried about he won't be able to pull the independent people come next time around. You know, that's the problem. Because the accusations against him are going to be, you're rooting against America right now. You know, you're rooting against America right now. You may not like the fucking president, but you can't root against your own country and act like everybody else needs to do what my own party couldn't do, which is stop this guy. Timothy Busfield, we've been back and forth on his whole deal. He gets accused. He comes out with the video. I'm gonna go in. I'm gonna volunteer myself in. Takes a lie detector test. He passes with flying colors. Then we see past accusations. His agency drops him. He's been held without bail. Then the judge lets him go with. He says, "You don't even need. Just go." He still has to go to the trial. But TMZ got a hold of this audio from one of his accusers. You're going to hear a little boy being interviewed by police, and the police investigating asked him about what happened. And the kid said, "No, he didn't do anything to me. Nothing happened."
So, you know what's right and wrong, right?
Yeah.
You know no one could touch your private areas?
Yeah, but he didn't touch that part.
Doesn't touch your private parts? Okay. And you know what's right and wrong, right? You know where people can't touch, where people can't do. Yeah, you know that, right? Does Tim ever do that?
No, he's never touched me.
Never touched you?
Yeah.
In like, you know, your private areas, right?
Yeah.
Never did that?
Never.
Yeah. Okay.
So that audio courtesy of TMZ, where the kid is basically saying, you never touched me. Nobody's ever touched me there. He's never touched me. And then somebody else came forward and said there would have never been a time where the kid was alone with Timothy and the director of the show. And then somebody else said that they overheard the mother saying that if my kid gets fired, there's going to be hell to pay, or whatever sort of vengeful thing she said. So this, if this comes out to be true, because again, I feel like for nowadays, in 24 hours, you find out something new and it changes the whole thing. But if it stays on this, like if the kid spoke to police, like, look, if he was saying no and it really happened, then that's another thing. But it's a lot of evidence now that's saying that this guy didn't do this. These kids' parents should be put in jail, because again, this is the worst thing that you could do. The worst thing that you could do for actual victims is falsely accuse somebody of doing something. We have enough shit in the world to deal with. We don't need you marring up, what's real and what's not real. Being vengeful and accusing somebody of molesting your child when you were just pissed because they fired you. Think of every Epstein victim out there. Think of every fucking person who had to go through something horrific and had to have the courage to do it. And you're just going to go out there and be a dick because you're pissed your kid lost a job? Those parents should be put in jail. Those parents should be fucking locked away for doing this. I mean, that's the worst. For all victims out there, the worst thing you could do is what these parents are doing right now. It's fucking sickening. It's absolutely sickening. Earlier today, speaking of Epstein victims, the House Oversight Committee voted to recommend holding both Bill and Hillary Clinton in contempt for refusing in-person depositions tied to the Epstein investigation. The House Oversight voted 34-8 to hold Bill Clinton in contempt and 28-15 to hold Hillary Clinton in contempt. I don't know why it's the disparaging numbers, perhaps because Bill was involved directly and Hillary wasn't. I'm not entirely sure. According to Reuters, all 25 Republicans backed the contempt measures. Some Democrats supported, especially the ones against Bill. Obviously, the number's higher, 34 to Hillary's 28. Contempt referrals now go to a full House vote where the Republicans have a slim majority. If passed, it could be referred to the DOJ for possible prosecution, which is very rare and would be a political first, I guess. Not first, but it's rare. Not to say that those things don't happen. We also thought you can't just remove a leader of a foreign country without something happening to you. But as we're learning, that's not the case. The Clintons argue the committee is partisan and the subpoenas were legally problematic. They offered written cooperation or alternative testimony structure. Reuters notes that Clinton offered to testify under oath at his office, which Comer rejected. The Washington Post noted that neither Clinton has been charged for any wrongdoing related to Epstein and his contacts, and it's about a compliance and testimony. I certainly agree with this harsh treatment of the Clintons because I think that's what's necessary to get to the bottom of this Epstein thing. And I would also suggest we bring some of this harsh treatment to our own Department of Justice and Attorney General and have her put out the things that are legally supposed to be out. Because if you are going to hold the Clintons responsible, we should be holding Pam Bondi responsible as well. Where's that? I understand these things take time, but come on now. This is ridiculous. And that's not to say that the Clintons should be given a pass. Well, if they don't do it, then we shouldn't do it. No, that's bullshit. But the way that they're going about handling the Clintons, why isn't the House Oversight Committee in Congress handling the Attorney General this way? Why is that not happening? And that should be on the tip of everybody's tongue is why is that not happening? Great. I love it. I love the decisive nature. I love moving in on the Clintons. Let's keep moving on our own Justice Department that's holding 98% of these Epstein files to themselves. These fuckers. Let me see here. See, I'm missing out on the live chat. Did Aunt roofie Bird? I don't think so. I mean, I roofied a couple people today, but not Bird. That's a lie. I only roofied myself. Is anybody self-roofing? Is that a bad thing? Is that Yeah, no, see, Bird's right. So Bird and I are drinking out of the same Kool-Aid now, boy. Let me tell you. They should all be in contempt. Yes. Ro Khanna is the only one out there, and Nassi still talking about this stuff, still wondering what is taking so long. What is going on? But it's just allowed to, it's allowed to keep going. I think it's time that the victims have to come forward and start to put some pressure back on people. I really, really do. I really do. And I don't think the president of the United States should be exempt from this sort of pressure too. He's the one protecting all his friends with the money. They're the ones protecting all the friends, So happy what's going on with the Clintons. I wish there would just be more of it. All right, we'll get ready for a game time. Erin C has agreed to come on. Frankie C still out. A lot of people wondering what's going on with Frankie C. Sex change operation. He's, he's getting there. And finally, he's going to, when this is all said and done, he's going to be a man. So I'm really excited about it. See, you thought I was going the other way. Not your old pal Ant. I got to stay one step ahead of everybody. Because he had a pussy. Okay. Stop. Let's stay focused. The pyramids. This is probably the most fun thing that we're going to talk about all episode. This is the best. So we think we know why or how the pyramids were built. The leading explanation right now is there was a portion of the whatchamacallit, the river there that we think dried up because to get those blocks of stone, they had to obviously had to come from a far distance, and a river would be the only way. So now essentially we're kind of like the thought and the belief is that why it's such a mystery now is because the river dried up and it's gone, but there was water flowing there at the time. So those stones were rafted, sent down, and then they used ramps. They actually said they used water lubrication, levers, all sorts of things. Like I thought they would have just maybe like brought some trees in, rolled the things up the hill, put them all into place. But they're thinking now they sent them down the river, which is dried up and no longer there. They used different sleds to get it up. They would put them and stack them into place. And then they eventually, because it would just picture blocks, kind of like Minecraft. And then they use tools to shave it all down to give it the smooth pyramid shape that we see today. And I like this theory because the second theory that makes the most sense to me is aliens, is basically aliens. So out of a fear for my own life and that there are already aliens here, I'm going ahead and going to believe the dried up river ramp, lubricated ramp theory that the fine folks at National Geographic are pumping out to the people of the world right now. That's the one I'm going to go with, basically, because I think that that's just a lot. It's a lot safer. It's a lot safer. You know. What is that? Circle jerk talk in the live chat? What is happening now? He renamed the Trump pyramids. Cleopatra gave him her crown. Nominated. That's pretty good. I like that one a lot. I have a theory of the Trump pyramids. We're calling it the Trump pyramids, of course. I'm here at Davos, Sweden. Trump Sweden is what we're going to call it now, basically. You know. By the way, he's fucking losing his mind, right? 3 times the president referred to Greenland as Iceland. I mean, I know the difference. All right, granted, I learned it from the Mighty Ducks movie, but still, I know the difference. You know, I think he's losing it. I think if you thought this year's been rough, I think years 3 and 4 are going to be. I'm ready, Cuddles. Now, did you take my writing apparatus? I did not. Because I had 2 on the desk here, and now there are none. So I don't know what's going on between my wife and my children. They just don't want me to write. They don't want me to take part in the Erin C games. Erin, why are people trying to?
There's no pen and paper tonight, my friend.
Don't even need it?
Fear not.
Okay. Well, this is good. There's no Frank, because usually I have to write things down, keep track, because that cheating son of a bitch, you know. I never really know what's going on.
You never do know.
Yeah, you know. How's our boy doing?
He's doing good.
I told everybody he's transitioning to a man.
I heard that he's transitioning to a woman, that you self-roofied, and that your hot take is that Trump is losing it. So all good stuff. All good stuff.
But I don't like you to get, I don't want to put you in a political position there. Do you think I'm crazy for being a little disappointed in Gavin? Did I put him too high up on a pedestal, you think?
I don't know that stuff. I don't really like the politics stuff, but I do know that those 3 things may be true. We'll see.
Frank's getting a penis?
We'll see.
Oh.
I'm saying tune in Friday.
Okay. No, I've long heard that he's got a massive hawk. I don't think you could be this close on a separate microphone. Yeah.
Why?
You gotta.
Oh, hi.
Why?
Because I can hear me back, and you know, doesn't work that way.
All right.
Oh, don't send her away.
Yeah, we gotta wait for Cuddles to move. Come on, Cuddles. You know that. I know you're comfortable. I know. But you stole my marker, so you're banished.
I didn't take your marker.
Oh no, I'm not sick. I'm just eating, but I've stopped.
Oh, what's going on over there, Aaron? What are you eating? I'm starving, by the way. I haven't fed.
Oh my God.
They don't feed me anymore. I just eat salads all day long.
What are you talking about? You had dinner.
Something. Do you ever have something where you always forget the word?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I cannot for the life of me. I order this all the time. I'll get back to you. It's a chicken quesadilla, but on top they have a different kind of bread. But I always want to say sesame, but that doesn't make any sense. I'll get back to you.
I fucking love a chicken quesadilla.
What is this thing called? Oh well. Okay. So Tonight's game. Now, I want everybody who's going to groan or complain to realize that it's Wednesday and it's a mini game, and we don't even have to have a game tonight. So don't feel shortchanged if you don't like this one, because it's an extra, it's a bonus, and you can sign off if you don't.
I like it.
You don't stay,
By the way, Erin, they've groaned and complained enough about me, so I think I think all the complaining is out. I think they're excited to see you.
Thank you.
Or hear you.
How are you, Cuddles? How you doing?
I'm good. I'm good.
Don't be nice to her. She lost my marker.
Shut up. No, I didn't lose your marker. My foot hurts and it's swollen.
Oh no. I'm sorry to hear that.
Ugh. All right, let's do this.
Okay, let's do it. Okay, so this is a little game. I don't even know if you can play, Cuddles, because you might know all the answers. So you might have to answer last. So again, I'm not sure if it's everybody's favorite game that I've ever created. However, just think of it as a little bonus. So this is a game called, are these Taylor Swift lyrics or that of a renowned poet? I want to see who knows the truth.
Okay.
Sorry, I'm listening to you. And there you go. Okay. So just weigh in the comments what you think, and Cuddles, if you know.
All right, I'll try.
Okay.
I'll try.
Okay, so Taylor Swift, a renowned poet. Number 1. These are the words. I shut my eyes and the world drops dead. I lift my lids and all is born again. I think I made you up inside my head. I shut my eyes and the world drops dead. I lift my lids and all is born again. I think I made you up inside my head. Taylor Swift or poet?
Ooh, this is going to be a good game.
I know. I think it's poet.
I'm going to go Taylor Swift.
Does everybody weigh in?
Robin says potato.
Robin says 4 potatoes.
4 potatoes.
Okay. No, it is a poet. It's Sylvia Plath from the poem Mad Girl's Love from 1953.
Aww.
So Cuddles got it right?
Cuddles got it right.
Mm-hmm.
Uncle B, Lindy, Christella, and myself and Neil, big fat losers on question number 1.
All right. Number 2. We gather stones, never knowing what they'll mean. Some to throw, some to make a diamond ring. You know I didn't want to have to haunt you, but what a ghostly scene. We gather stones, never knowing what they'll mean. Some to throw, some to make a diamond ring. You know I didn't want to have to haunt you, but what a ghostly scene.
I think that's Taylor.
I think that's Taylor too. Yeah, but I'm going to go Taylor on that one.
It's Taylor. Do you know the song?
No.
No.
Okay. It's My Tears Ricochet.
What a Taylor phrase right there. My tears ricochet. Okay. That's very deep.
That's what they do. Okay. Number 3. If only I could recollect such a day of days. I let it come and go, as traceless as a thaw of bygone snow. It seems to mean so little, meant so much if I only now could recall that touch. If I only could recollect it, such a day of days, I let it come and go, as traceless as a thaw of bygone snow. It seemed to mean so little, meant so much, if only now I could recall that touch.
Poet.
I'm going to go Taylor. I feel like, I don't know the albums. I forget the names, but this is the one where she was trying to be indie. She was with what's the indie guy there that she liked?
Matt, can't think of his name.
No, not him. Yeah, I know who you're talking about. No, the guy who was in Bon Iver. I think, didn't she write an album with him?
Yeah, yeah. Oh, okay, yeah. Folklore or Evermore.
Yeah, I'm going Folklore Taylor Swift on this one.
Well, apparently it's Christina Rossetti from the year 1881, Taylor Swift, because it's a poet. It's a poet. It was a poem from 1881 called I Wish I Could Remember That First Day by Christina Rossetti. 1881.
Rossetti's good. I think she came up with the Rossetti Stone thing to teach people languages.
Oh God.
Except it only wrote poetry, that Stone. Very weird.
Yeah.
Right. Number 4.
All right, wait, Cuddles got that right? Did Cuddles get that right?
She's gotten everyone right so far.
So this is just like with Frank. I'm getting fucking killed here. I think it's 3-1. Okay.
Let's see what you can do with number 4. This one's short. We've made a great mess of love since we've made an ideal of it. We've made a great mess of love since we've made an ideal of it.
I'm going to go poet on this one, Cuddles.
I think it's Taylor.
All right. We've made a great mess of love since we've made an ideal of it was written by D.H. Lawrence. 1929, and the title was The Mess of Love.
Aw.
Nice. Comeback has begun.
I'm back. All right. Just like you and Frank. You and Frank, the tide turns after question 4 for some reason. Okay,
It
next
takes
up.
me a while to get warmed up. Just ask Cuddles.
Ew.
All right, let's make this conversation sweeter with number 5. Oh, maybe it isn't that sweet. And the old widow goes to the stone every day, but I don't. I just sit here and wait, grieving for the living. And the old widow goes to the stone every day, but I don't. I just sit here and wait, grieving for the living.
Boy, this is hard because sometimes you think, oh, that's too deep for Taylor Swift, but she's
No, there, but then she puts out some deep shit sometimes.
Yeah. I was hoping these would all be like from the Redwood song because those are the only lyrics I know about.
I think it's a poet.
I'm leaning towards poet too, but feels very Erin of Taylor Swift to sneak one in on about an old lady, you know? I'm going poet too. I'm going to go with poet.
Okay, sorry, you're both wrong. This song is called Ivy. This is the one I think is the most. I can't believe she wrote this song. It is so good as far as the way that she tries to say things. Basically, in this song, she's saying she's married, but she doesn't say she's married. She says, the old widow goes to the stone every day, but I don't. And it's just, that's her way of saying that the person who's singing this song is married. And I find that a really awesome way to say that. Okay.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah, I think so too. But she's cheating in the song, so you probably won't like it too much. You probably won't like it too much, Cuddles. Don't listen to Ivy. Okay, next up. Cards on the table, mine play out like fools in a fable. It was sinking in. Slow as the quicksand, poison blood from the wound of the pricked hand. Oh, still I dream of him. Cards on the table, mine play out like fools in a fable. It was sinking in. Slow as the quicksand, poison blood from the wound of the pricked hand. Oh, still I dream of him.
Poet.
Taylor. Really? You're saying poet?
Mm-hmm.
Bird says Tupac. That's a good guess.
Go
Tupac
Bird.
is good. Also, this is a good. Robin says Dave Matthews. Is Dave Matthews one of the poets by any chance? Because that would be great.
He's not a poet. Stop saying things like that.
That would help me win. So, I'm going Taylor.
This is so funny. I don't know. Isn't that weird? Sorry, I don't know.
No,
I have to look it up. No, it's one of those. I did what's that called? I did like coded coloring.
Mm-hmm.
Oh no, it is Taylor Swift. It's from The Prophecy, which is weird because I know that song. But the song is The Prophecy, and it is Taylor Swift. I have red as poets and green as Taylor, and it is green, but I didn't know the song. So yes, those who said Taylor got it right. Sorry that I was taking so long. The rest of them have the answer, so no more of that.
Yes. All right. Is it 3? I think it's 3-3. How many questions do we have? How many do we have left?
13, because our girl likes 13.
Wait, there's 13 total, or we have 13 left?
13 total.
Okay, so how many do we have left? Oh, 6.
Excuse me.
No, because there's ones that we both got wrong.
Yeah.
Is this a competition?
Yes.
I never keep score.
Oh,
Sorry.
I didn't keep score. I'm just trying to answer questions.
I'm the only one keeping score, but that doesn't matter.
Not really good because you don't know
With
where
what
we are or
pen?
what I've gotten right and wrong. So
Well, I
not
know
to
it's
do
3-3.
that.
I just don't know how many are left.
3-3.
With what marker are you keeping score, Anne? With
I know
what
I got
pen?
nothing. I got an
Seriously.
Apple pen that's dead.
You don't know how many you got right. You don't know how many your wife got right, and you don't have any. And you have an Apple pen that's dead, but you're keeping score. I love it.
Penless, but for an Apple pen, that's a good. Send that to Taylor. Maybe she'll write a complete song around it.
Number 7. Our coming of age has come and gone. Suddenly, the summer, it's clear. I never had the courage of my convictions when danger is near. Our coming of age has come and gone. Suddenly, the summer, it's clear. I never had the courage of my convictions when danger is near.
That's Taylor.
I think it's Taylor.
It's Taylor Swift lyric, not a poet.
Correct. That song is called
good.
Peace. And it's the rare one that I don't like.
What is it called?
It's called Peace.
Peace.
I don't like that one at all.
Did you say Taylor Cuddles?
I did say Taylor.
4-4. Okay.
Okay. Next up. That is my home of love. If I have ranged, like him in the travels, I return again. Just to the time, not with the time exchanged. That is my home of love. If I have ranged, like him that travels, I return again. Just to the time, not with the time exchanged.
Poet.
Yeah. I was leaning towards poet too. Okay, I'm gonna go poet.
Well, good, because that one is William Shakespeare. That is Sonnet 109.
Oh, good. You don't want to get Shakespeare wrong. That's a bad one.
No. Okay. Number 9. And she forgot the stars, the moon and sun, and she forgot the blues above the trees. And she forgot the stars, the moon and sun, and she forgot the blues above the trees.
Mm. I'm going to say Taylor.
Neil, why do you keep writing witch? Explain yourself.
Oh, 13. He said 13. Witch much up here?
All right.
Oh no, he's saying another super witchy song. Is he Neil? Are you accusing Taylor of being a witch? He's careful. She's got an army. Even I'm not crazy enough to take on her. What did you say, Cuddles? You said this is Taylor?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think so too, because she likes to sing about herself in the third person or make herself characters that she then sings about. So yeah, I'm going to say Taylor too.
Okay, this is John Keats, Isabella or the Pot of Basil. It's called both. Isabella or the Pot of Basil, if you like that one, by John Keats.
I'm going to have to read that.
I'm going to have to get a pot of basil. I'm starving. Neil says Taylor is a secret witch. That is Neil, everybody. Neil does not speak for the podcast as a whole.
He doesn't speak for me.
Erin, is Taylor a witch?
I would not dare say so.
Mm-mm.
Yeah, neither would I.
Okay, number 10. This is the longest one. Sorry. I had died the tiniest death. I spied the catch in your breath. Out, 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 out. Northbound, I got carried away as you boarded your train south, 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 south. A feather taken by the wind blowing. I'm afflicted by the not knowing. I had died the tiniest death. I spied the catch in your breath. Out, 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 out. Northbound, I got carried away as you boarded your train south, 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 south. A feather taken by the wind blowing. I'm afflicted by the not knowing.
It's Taylor.
That song has more outs and souths than Robin has potatoes.
There's no way. Robin has.
Robin went from answering Taylor like rocks here to just saying Tater instead, which I
Tater.
appreciate.
Tater chip.
Yeah, I'm going Taylor too. That's a Taylor lyric.
Did you say that too, Cuddles?
Yes, I do. I know the song.
Oh yeah, yep. I look in people's windows. That's hers. I love that one.
What a creeper! I don't know about a witch, but she's a pervert.
You guys, do you ever walk and just you don't even understand the people without curtains and just full like lights on inside and huge TVs and I just stop because they're watching Bridesmaids. You don't do that?
No. Yeah, well, we don't walk anywhere. First of all,
that's out.
But yes, in our neighborhoody area, we have a lot of no curtains, huge windows.
Yeah.
Like one of the streets too, like one of the streets that we drive down a lot, like the back of the houses are kind of like facing the street and there's like a couple of trees, but you could see right into people's homes.
Yeah. Some people still have Christmas trees up.
Yes.
Yep. You see right in.
That's a good, yeah. Okay. We have a couple of houses that have candy cane lights, Christmas trees up, Santa Clauses lit up and outside. Is that anybody else? Anybody else having that there in their area?
What about the house that has all the Halloween decorations that are out all year round?
Oh my God.
Yeah.
They don't even like put a Santa hat on the Jack Skellington because they do that here.
No.
They put a Santa hat on.
The skull is like 10 feet tall. And like the statue, it's like oversized. It's like the size of the house. It's crazy. But it's out all year round.
Also, Neil is starting to turn me. He says witches look in your windows. That's a good point, Neil. They certainly do. He's starting to build a case here. I'm starting to fall for it.
Oh, it's such a cool idea though. She's like, I look in people's windows. I'm a guest at their table. I watch them as they sit and drink nice wine, and she just feels like, I don't know. All right, she's a freak, but she's my kind of freak. I gotta tell you,
it's hard not to look in a window though. That's very tempting,
Right, and it's like it's not like a creepy thing. It's like, oh, like that's nice. Like I should call my friends and have wine with them. Like I should watch Wheel of Fortune. Like you don't like do it like, oh God, like it's just sort of like that's nice. I don't know.
Yeah, and we've all done the thing too, where a house goes up for sale in our neighborhood, and you immediately run to Zillow to see what it looks like on the inside.
You look and see. You want to know what that bedroom looks like, that bathroom. I want to know everything.
Out of the frying pan into the fire, huh? All I wanted to do was look in while I'm walking my dog, but you guys are measuring the closet, and
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
Well, in our neighborhood, there's like 4 or 5 types of houses. Like everybody has like the same type of house. And anytime one of our types of houses goes on sale, we look at it. I'm like, is that where they're putting the couch? This is crazy. What are these people?
Right.
Or we're like, do you think their kitchen's nicer than ours?
Yeah, we do that a lot.
Right.
And Cuddles will be like, see, I told you we should have done white cabinets, you son of a bitch.
Yeah, exactly. I told you.
Yeah.
That's funny.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, man, maybe she'll make a song like I go in people's Zillows. Windows. That'll be the new song.
I look at listings.
I pretend to be a serious buyer.
Yeah, we haven't gotten that bad. We haven't gone to an open house, but
No.
we probably would if Zillow didn't exist. If we didn't have pictures of it online, we'd probably go there.
Yeah, we have to be nosy.
Yeah.
All right, 3 left. The scores don't matter. There's no pen, there's no paper, and there's many potatoes. 3 left. All right, number 11. Now that lilacs are in bloom, she has a bowl of lilacs in her room and twists one in her fingers while she talks. Now that lilacs are in bloom, she has a bowl of lilacs in her room and twists one in her fingers while she talks.
That's good, whoever wrote it. It's good. I would say poet.
Yeah, it's a poet.
Okay, it is a poet. Portrait of a lady. If anybody wants to go to their local library and read it.
Fancy.
T.S. Eliot. T.S. Eliot's good.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
You know who T.S. Eliot is, Anthony?
No, that's why I repeat
Thank
T.S.
you.
Eliot instead of saying
Okay.
he or she is good, because I
Yeah,
have no
thank you.
fucking
Oh,
clue.
Thank
That's
you.
so funny. T.S. Eliot wrote all of the Cats, the songs in Cats. They were based on poems that he wrote about imaginary cats, which I find so funny because he didn't know they were going to become a musical. He just like wrote them. Like, they're going to the Jellicle Ball, the Jellicle Ball, the Jellicle Ball. I'm like, and he didn't know this was going to be a musical. Like, he
Wow.
just wrote this. I don't know. It's always just very strange
That's
to me.
cool.
Cats
Yeah.
stunk, by the way. That was the worst play ever.
How old were you when you saw it? Because I was like in 4th grade.
I don't know. I saw it with Frank, believe it or not. It
So then
was
you were like in 6th or
yeah, it was the only way Cats survived is because schools were like, we could take these kids to Broadway for cheap, so we'll go see Cats.
I've never seen it.
Consider yourself lucky.
I am.
okay.
Outside of memories, it's 4 hours of horse shit, people licking themselves on stage, and then you get to memories, and you're like, oh, this is not bad.
They do lick themselves. All
That's
right.
weird. Although I'm sorry.
No,
I'm
please,
sorry.
please.
Frank will tell you this. We're watching the play, and one of the idiots is pretending to be a cat, and he or she, I forget, literally falls off the stage.
Are you kidding?
Swear.
Aww.
You
Swear
never
to
heard
God.
that part.
Oh, it was the best ever. Falls right off the fucking stage. We were howling.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
No cats. Okay. All right. The penultimate. I want sad prose. I want to watch wisteria grow right over my bare feet because I haven't moved in years. I want auroras and sad prose. I want to watch wisteria grow right over my bare feet because I haven't moved in years.
Taylor.
I was thinking Taylor in the beginning, referencing prose, but I don't know. And also it's first person. I'm going to say Taylor too, reluctantly.
Okay. This one is Taylor, and it's called The Lakes.
The Lakes.
Yeah, The Lakes. Do you remember?
Like
sorry, just an interesting. Sorry, go ahead.
No, I like that song.
I like that song too. And do you remember the scandal of basically if you bought the CD, you got that song and another one? But what was strange was people were playing it on their guitars on YouTube to be like, this is what the mystery song is. And Taylor people were like, take this down. Mother, if Mother wanted us to hear it, Mother would have, she only had it for the people with the CD, and they were like, we know where you live and we're coming to kill you. And I was like, oh my God. So it was just weird because I listened to one and I'm like, oh, this is kind of interesting. And they were like, if you're listening to this, you're not a real Taylor fan. In fact, you're awful. And I'm like, okay, Jesus. So, and they she released it 3 days later, but I just remember The Lakes being like this big secret song.
Wow.
Yeah, it was funny. It was funny.
I didn't know any of that. Boy, I tell you, those Taylor people,
they can get crazy.
They call her Mother too.
Mother is mothering. But there's there's also that kind of like weird, I don't know, wouldn't you do that for Dave? Or would you just listen to it?
Okay, no, absolutely. Everything he does, I'm like, oh, this is great.
No, I'm saying you wouldn't wait until he released it. You would listen to the people covering it who bought the CD, who released it before he wanted it released.
Oh, that's a good question. I don't know if I would listen to the people.
Yeah. That's what they were doing.
Yeah, because they would probably butcher it. But I mean, there was the big controversy with Dave where one of his records leaked on LimeWire or what was the Napster, and everybody was like, "Don't download this. He doesn't want us to have it," and we all did it.
Oh,
yeah, we all did it. And then it happened again, actually. Just a few years ago, the Batson sessions was like the second time something leaked that it shouldn't have, and I still listen to it. I'm like, this is fucking great. It was good, but they yanked that down everywhere. So yeah, it's hard. It's an addiction with these people. You know, like I don't want to upset Mother or Father in this case, but I like their shit. So it's like hard to not like if it's out there, you're not going to listen to it. Yeah, I don't know.
It was 3 days. It was 3 days. She was going to release the song on YouTube in 3 days. She just wanted to have the people who bought the CD to have 2 extra songs.
To have a little extra, have
a little extra time.
Interesting.
So there was a weird integrity to it, despite the terrible threats.
Well, what did you do? Did you listen to the people?
Yeah, I went to it and the girl was playing the guitar, and then you saw all the comments who were like, this is disrespectful. Don't, and I was like, oh, you're like, I don't know. Like when you don't realize that something's bad until, you're told. Like I was like, oh, wow, I get to hear the lakes. I had no idea. Like, and then I shut it down after like the first verse because people were like, it's 3 days, people hang in there. Don't give these people likes and views. This is, and it's also somebody else playing her song. Like it's not even going to be as good. And, anyway. So yes, I listened to it. And then when I realized that I shouldn't, I shut my computer. I waited 3 days and I heard it. And then I brought it to this quiz. So that's the life of the lakes.
All right. How many questions? 2 left?
1 left. This is the last one, number 13.
Okay.
All right. Get ready. Okay. Because baby, now we got bad blood. It used to be mad love. So take a look at what you've done. Because baby, now we got bad blood. Ha.
Taylor.
It was Taylor. Very good.
Oh, we've ended in a 5-5 tie. It's a tie.
There were 13 questions.
No, I got one right that you got wrong.
And I got one right that you got wrong.
Whatever.
And there was a bunch that we got wrong together. So that's why we're 5-5 out of 13.
Okay.
Sounds good.
Yeah.
Thanks for letting me be part of Wednesday. And I hope you guys all have a fantastic, I always say weekend because I'm always on Friday. Have a fantastic Thursday.
Before you go, Erin, are we going big game Friday?
Yeah, that sounds good.
Big game hunting? All right.
It'll be Taylor free, but it might not be poet free. Ooh. No, it'll be poet free.
Stay tuned, everybody.
Cuddle, it's great hearing your voice.
Oh, thank you. Take care. I'll talk to you later. Bye, everyone.
All right, bye, Cuddles. Bye, Erin C. Of course, Erin C's book Oval is out and in on Amazon, and order it. Link is in the description below for this fine piece of writing. Erin writes all the games. I would have thought she would have snuck in one of her own little poetry lyrics in there, but she didn't today. But that's okay. Go ahead and get Oval. Order it right now. You can get a copy. You can get a digital version or this physical version, which I do love. I take it around with me. I sleep with this, actually. This is in between Cuddles and I at bed at night. And it's quite lovely. Our relationship has been great ever since. So grab this book. Thanks for all the love in the chats. Look at all this. Look at all the love for Cuddles and Erin coming in right here. This is very, very nice. Very, very nice. You guys are the best. Thanks for supporting the ladies of the podcast. Erin will be back with another game on Friday, which will be exciting. If he's back from his big espionage secret military trip. I don't know how much this I'm supposed to be saying, but if he wraps things up overseas, Frankie C will be back with us on Friday as well too. So that'll be very, very exciting, and we'll have some more evidence to see if Taylor Swift is indeed a witch. We'll flush that out. Rox, love you too. Appreciate everybody and all the kind words. Thanks, Bird, for being a member for 46 months. Dear Lord. You also had a comment of the episode today, so big wins all around for Bird. Appreciate everybody as always. Again, enjoy that Thirsty Thursday, and we'll see you on
Show me potato salad.
Maybe we should go now.
Go ahead.